Hello, Brian Walker here for WIGuitar.com, and I teach guitar lessons in southeastern Wisconsin in the Waukesha area, Waukesha County, and sometimes even Milwaukee County. So, all around, and today I'm going to show you how to play a really nice and simple beginner's lesson for just starting out on guitar. And this is here to supplement the students I already have and also to show you just how awesome and thorough my lessons are and how I don't overwhelm you at the start with things that are just impossible to do. So, we're going to learn a song with three chords, and I have the music for it. You can also get the music at WIGuitar.com if you go to the blog, and you can just search for this lesson, which is the G7C song, and there's a search there. So you should find it nice and quick. Otherwise, email me and I'll get it to you. And so what you want to do is first play this little chord, and it's a G chord. It's a smaller version of a more full G that we'll learn later on. But now we're just going to play the bottom part of it, which is the highest three strings. And these are called the highest three strings because they're higher in pitch. So that means they vibrate more quickly than these three. So these are the highest three strings, and we're going to play the G chord. So what you want to do is on your left hand, on your fretting hand, this is the one finger, two, three, and the pinky is four. The thumb doesn't have a number, it's T, but the thumb is important because you put it on the back of the neck, right behind about the second fret, which is these metal bars going across. And you want to make sure it's vertical. Make sure your thumb doesn't go like that or something weird. Just straight up and down on the back of the neck, someplace comfortable. And then you take your three finger or ring finger and take the tip of it right on top of the string. I'm not even squeezing yet. I'm just placing the tip of it right on top of the string. And then I'm going to squeeze it straight into the fretboard. And you want to be right behind the third fret. So this is the third fret. I don't want to be on top of it because I'll get a muffle. And I don't want to be too far back because I'll get a buzz. So you want to be right behind it without touching it. Just a sliver of wood there. And you'll need your nails clipped as well. And of course, you'll need to be in tune. So this is a G, and with the right hand, or the picking hand, I'm gonna have my thumb straight, not like this, but straight, laying on the three string, because this is strings one, two, and three. And this would be four, five, six. So I'm on the three string or G string. And then behind my thumb, I put my I finger, or we can call the thumb P. Don't ask me why, it's just the way it is. That's P. That I finger, index, is right behind it. Not there, but back here. And the M is staggered behind that one as well. And these two fingers are just comfortably resting. So this is P, I, and M on strings 3, 2, and 1. Now, don't do this because that's going to be awkward. Do this. Trust me. And don't do that. Do this. And keep the side of it just on the string. And what you want to do is you just play the P first. Little controlled motion. Don't go way far off. Don't do that. Just go a little bit off because you're going to come back. So you play the P, and then the I, and then the M. And then you put them all back like that. So that's your G chord. Now, let me move this down and I'll show you the music here that we're going to go over if that works. There we go. So let's see this. Got my guitar. So again, you can download this at WIGuitar at the blog. Just search for it or email me if you have trouble. And so this is a chord chart right here. And this is showing this chord that I'm playing right here. But it's showing it. So this is the G. And really it's a G with no fifth. But don't let that confuse you at first. So let's get this up a little bit here. So this is really what this is showing, this chord here. So right here, just as this is called the nut. This thick black line is the nut. This is fret 1, fret 2, and fret 3. This is fret 1, 2, 3. This is the 1 string, 2 string, 3, 4, 5, 6, going vertical. Same thing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the thickest string is here, the thinnest string's here. 1 string to 6 string. And then this 3 here means I'm using my 3 finger, because remember this is finger 1, finger 2, and then sorry, finger 3. Let me move that up a little. There, we can see it better. All right, so that is, and this dot is where I put finger 3. So that's finger 3, and I put it here, which is behind the first, second, third fret. So that's the G right there. Now, if you look at the G7 with no fifth, then you notice the dot moves. It goes back to behind the 1 fret, and the finger number is not 3, but it's 1. So we put our 1 finger down behind the first fret. Oh, and one thing I forgot to mention is when there's X's over strings, it means you don't play them. When there's O's, you do play them. So I'm not playing this string, or this string, but I am playing the 3 string and the 2 string. And of course, I'm playing the string with the dot, which is where my 1 finger goes behind the first fret. So this is the G7 with no fifth, and it looks like this. Like that. Now C, and this is a C, but it's really C/G, but think of it as a little C chord. Don't worry too much about the /G. It's the same fret. It's not behind the first fret, but notice that I had to hop my finger up on the 2 string first fret. And again, make sure you're right on your fingertip and your nails are clipped. There I am. All right, so then now here it's important that your finger doesn't come at an angle like this, that it goes straight down, because you want the high E, or this string here, the 1 string, to ring out. So C/G will sound like that. So let me bring the guitar back up. I think you probably got the idea of chord charts there. And now, just again to show the C/G, don't go like that. It'll mute that high E. You want to go like this. And you need your nail cut so you can get right on the fingertip. And the whole time, keep your thumb vertical. Remember, not like that, or anything crazy. Vertical right on the back of the neck. You could even go like this and put it in the crook of your finger. But usually it's a little better to put it on the back of the neck at first. So practice those 3 chords. Remember, with the right hand you have G, G7, and then C. All right, so now we're going to get down to the music. And here, first of all, I want to say that we're going to mostly be using tab, but we'll look at this for the treble clef a little bit for now, but we're going to simplify it by using tab. And what tab is it's as if you're looking at the guitar like this. So notice, let me get it level. Notice that the low E is on the bottom. So that's the low E or 6th string. So you have 6th string, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just like this. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this means you play that chord chart, the G no fifth. And then we're going to play it in time. You play the 3 string first, and that's open. The 0 means open, unfretted note. Then you play the 2 string, open. And then remember, with the G no fifth, you have your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. So that 3 means you're behind the 3rd fret. So you're looking at it like this. I know that's confusing at first, but it makes sense in the long run. So really what measure 1 is showing is this. Get it all set, and then get your chord down. Then you play like this. And then for resting, you can just touch them back exactly where you started. So that's measure 1, like that. Measure 2 is identical, so nothing new there. Make sure all your notes are ringing out, your fingers right behind the fret, your thumbs vertical. You don't want your fingers like this, you want them like this. All right? And then now we're going to go to the chord G7, no fifth, and play 2 measures of that for measures 3 and 4. So that looks like this. All right. So measures 1 through 4 is all on this line 1. So now we're going to go down to line 2. Now we go to the C chord, which is really a C/G, but it's a C. So then you just have to hop your finger up, get right on the tip. Remember, not an angle, but right on the tip, and you play that for 2 measures. Rest. 1. So here, one thing I forgot to mention is that, let me go back to line one, to the beginning of the treble clef. We're in 4/4 time, meaning there's 4 beats per measure. The measure is separated by this bar. So this is measure one separated by the bar. These are quarter notes. They each get a beat. So it's 4 beats per measure. The quarter note gets the beat. This is a quarter note rest. So beat one you play, beat two you play, beat three you play, and then you rest on beat four. So really you're counting 1, 2, 3, rest. So that's the pattern of most of the song except the last measure. So measures 5 and 6, you go to C, rest. 1, 2, 3, rest. Back to G7, rest, rest. You can even touch your pinky to the pick guard if that helps you, like that. So some people say not to do it, but I think in some circumstances it provides a stable bass. So I have no problem if you do that. And then measures 9 and 10, you go back to G with the no fifth. And then you go back to G7 with no fifth. So we don't really have to keep learning more here because we've already learned it. There's nothing too new. Nothing at all new, actually. So, and then measures 11 and 12 are G no fifth, G7 no fifth. Measure 13, you have C. Measure 14, you have C. And then measure 15, you play G7, rest. Then you hop up to C, and you play them all at once right there, because they're stacked up on top of one another, so they're all played at the same time. So this means you're playing one at a time, but here you play them all together. So that is the whole song, and I kind of went over it quickly. We can go in a lot more detail, and I can correct your form if you're not already a student of mine. Go ahead and sign up. Right now, I have a special that if you sign up for my newsletter, you can also get 50% off your first lesson. So I don't know how long that will last, but go ahead and do that. And let me play through the whole song here. So you'll get set with your right and left hand. Make sure your thumb's vertical. And then you count in. You go 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, you could go quicker when you get the hang of it. Well, here's another version, maybe. Something like that. So, kind of a fun little song for a beginner. And of course, I teach much more advanced stuff too, but it's always nice to have a nice and easy beginner song. So, I hope you enjoyed that lesson. And if you're not already a student, go ahead and sign up. Thank you very much. Bye bye.